My name is Joshua Trong, and I'm here to present my FBLA mobile application development project called PartnerUp. My task was to create the next new professional social media app, and I have done that and more. Status quo. The field of startup companies is growing faster than ever, especially due to the modern use of internet and apps. We have seen recent internet startups such as Uber and Airbnb find tremendous success in these fields. Because of this popularity, young adults are wanting to find themselves making their own businesses in high school and college. However, they are unable to find a strong team, which is key to building a successful business because they are young and they lack the connections to find people with varying fields of expertise, causing them to stop before they even start. The solution? PartnerUp. PartnerUp is a professional social media app that encourages new startups by connecting users based on their field of study and location. The target audience for this app is high school to college level students, though it is inclusive to all ages. There is a built-in messaging system, and they're able to customize their own profile to find users that they will actually want to work with. The planning process. My basic planning process is divided into two stages, the UI outline and the Firebase structure. This paper outline draft is the skeleton structure of PartnerUp. Here are 6 screens representing the different 6 view controllers of my storyboard later on. As we move on to step 2, I structure the Firebase input. Now, in order to actually store the user information for this app, I have adopted to use Firebase's authentication and NoSQL database to authenticate the user's sign-in and login and be able to create users and store their information, images, messages, and all of them in this specific structure. Layout and navigation. From here, I moved on to a more rigorous and detailed planning of my app through Xcode Storyboard, where I created most of the UI for my app to set up the buttons, text inputs, and such. I created the storyboard in 2 parts, the register controllers and the app view controllers. In step 1, we allow the users to register their account here and log in here. I've incorporated 2 aspects of social media that work directly with the app by taking the user's first name, last name, email, and password. However, we will first ask for the user's permission to store this data because privacy is a priority. Step 2. There are 3 sections to this. In the home screen, they can find other users and view their information. In the conversation screen, they can actually message those users, and in the profile screen, they can alter their own profile. This UI table view cell is how we will view each user in the home screen. For the code, I have 19 custom classes, and the longest of which is 560 lines, so we can't cover them for the time's sake. The whole code is bug-free and has no errors. I've chosen 2 pieces of code to demonstrate this app. The first one demonstrates my commenting, but also attention to detail for user experience. Instead of having to log in every single time, which can be quite burdensome, this automatically signs the user in if the user hasn't logged out yet. The second one showcases reporting bugs to the user. If they fail to meet the requirements to sign in, the app tells them that there is something wrong and they should change their email or password. Icons and graphics. For the PartnerUp's application icon, I chose this particular graphic and created it because of its simplicity and attractiveness. Combining green and blue evokes a sense of creativity and trust that we want to instill in our audience. While the white outline handshake defines our app, which is to connect users that want to do business together. Throughout the app, I have used the same theme of a bright blue color through my button, my text inputs, because it not only invokes a sense of security, which we prioritize, but it attracts attention. The packaging. There are 3 components. The project file, which contains all the actual code through its .swift files and the .assets files, and the README, which contains all the information regarding the background purpose, and contact information. The instructions is pretty straightforward, and it teaches the user how to download and use the application. All of this can be seen on my GitHub page. The compatibility. This app can be launched through Apple's IDE Xcode. PartnerUp is targeted for handheld devices, therefore we recommend it to be used on all the following iPods and iPhones. All of these work. Licensing. I have chosen the MIT license, which includes the copyright compliance, privacy policies, and the terms of use. I chose the MIT license because it was my first Xcode project, and I wanted to be copyright protected, but also allow people to access it, and I wanted to be open source. Demonstration. So here we see my app on GitHub. We open up PartnerUp, we open up license, README, and the instructions. We can also open up PartnerUp from that same file, and there are these 19 custom classes here. As we see, all of them are properly commented. In the storyboard, we're able to access the different view controllers and see how they actually function together. Here we launch the app, And I've chosen to use two different view controllers, two different simulations to show how the real-time messaging works. So in the first one, we're going to put in my user information, which doesn't work because the password has to be a specific requirement, which shows how detailed and secure this app is. Here we can find the different users and their profile, and we can filter them based on their majors and interests. We can also alter the profile from using the city location, the major interests, and the biography. We can save it and we can log out. Here I'm going to create a new user, which is my sister's account, with a different profile picture to differentiate the two. And I'm going to actually message my first user. This is my first message to Joshua Trong from Jessica Trong. I'm going to sign back into my first user. And here we see that it actually functions, and we can see the latest message. We can actually reply back to them and ask them if they would like to meet to work in a project team. From here, we can actually finally close out of it and log out. Now, let's look at our Firebase. Our Firebase, there's an authentication, but here is the real-time database that stores all the information, such as the user's email and name, the conversations between the two, the dates it was created, and all the following components are actually real-time. The storage can also be used to store the profile picture images, which we can actually take and download. Thank you for listening, and this was PartnerUp.